Sup, it's Sydney and welcome to the floor of my dorm room that desperately needs vacuuming. Today we have been blessed with the presence of a very important special guest. My suitcase that I lived out of over break. You see, the first thing most people did when they got to school a few days ago was unpack. Did I do that? No. My New Year's resolution was to be more productive. Actually, it wasn't, because I don't do New Year's resolutions because I'm too edgy. And it was my New Year's resolution, so we can kill two birds with one stone, and I can unpack my suitcase and get my life together while all of you watch some amazing grand content that I will be creating while I do said objective. Yeah. Also, if you're wondering why the lighting sucks, it's because it does. It's late at night and this is the only time I could film. Woo! I don't really know what's even in here. First order of business, I'm gonna take everything out of here and fold it into appropriate categories, and then I can put it all away later. These are all clean, by the way, because I was a real adult and I separated my clean clothes from my dirty clothes, so we will also be doing laundry in this video. While this is going on, I'm also gonna rant to you guys, because you know what? What would my channel be without complaining? Last night, I finally booked my flight for Playlist Live. It was kind of a debacle because I have school and stuff that I can't miss, so it was hard to find a day where I could go because Playlist Live starts on Friday, March 1st, and technically I'm still in school, but my spring break starts on the 2nd. And I was like, okay, you know what, I'm just gonna bite the bullet, and I only have one class on Fridays, so it's not a big deal if I miss. It's sociology, it's not something super hard, and I went ahead and booked my flight. Well, I checked my syllabus today to find out that we don't have class on Friday, March 1st, and I was like, oh, wow, look at me go. That's so fortunate of me. Like, wow, I'm actually lucky for once. Ha ha ha. No. I come to find out that I don't have class that day because I have an exam in that class that day. Only offered on that day. And in her syllabus, she makes it very clear that personal travel days or job interviews or illnesses and all that stuff are not an excused absence. So I emailed her practically begging to let me take it, I don't know, one day early or any other day. But if she says no, I have to reschedule my flight. This is one of those times where doing YouTube in college is kind of hard, and I wouldn't trade either of them for anything, but sometimes I look at other people and they can just travel whenever without having to worry about an exam or some homework assignment due or something, and it makes me kind of jealous, I'm not gonna lie. On Monday, I got an email from my bi-sci professor that our book wasn't going to be available until Wednesday. So I was like, oh, yeet, I don't have to worry about another book for another class, and I just kind of set it out of my mind and was like, okay, I'll get it on Wednesday when it comes in. Then I get an email at about 3:30 p.m. today that our book is available earlier than expected. The email also informs us that we will need the book for tomorrow in class, so we must have it for then. My professor really emailed us with no more than 20 hours notice before class that we needed a book that was only available at the Hub bookstore on campus that closes at 7 p.m. It is also the first week of classes, and if you've never been to college before, the bookstore line is out the door, and they have like 20 registers open because everyone needs books for their classes. But I still waited patiently by myself with my book in the 20 million person long line because, you know what, I'm just that dedicated. Another thing about this bi-sci class, it is straight up so weird. Here I am sitting in this lecture hall with hundreds of other students expecting some sort of environmental science to go down. No. Let me just read you something from the syllabus. Will Earth shake us into oblivion like some irksome past? Or will we wake up before it is too late and become respectful members of Earth's community of life? This is a critical question for humankind as a whole, and it is the reason that bi-sci 3 exists at Penn State.
Why? Why? Why?
I have straight up no idea what we're going to do in that class, but I have a feeling that I'm going to be spending half of it cringing. I just needed a science gen ed, and this one doesn't have any tests. Do I regret it? I'm not sure yet. We have now progressed to putting away clothes. Yay. This lighting makes me look like a freaking ghost. I would say that my main goal when entering college wasn't to, you know, educate myself and get a degree. It was to avoid 8 a.m.s, and I did not do that. But I just don't like late classes, and my option was to either take it at 8 a.m. 2 days a week, or to have a class that was at like 5:30 p.m. 2 days a week, and that was a big fat no. If I were to have a huge gap in my classes like that, because my other classes are done at like 1:30 or 2, my motivation would go from like a solid 7 to a solid -7. So as tragic as it is, I have to wake up early, really early for me, on Monday and Wednesday, and I would recommend not talking to me on either of those days because I will not be in a good mood. Whenever you get to college, all of those old high school practices, I swear, just get demolished, because I used to have classes that were an hour and 30 minutes long in high school and would have to get up at like 7:10, and now it pains me to get up at 7:30 for my 8 a.m. and I roll out of bed looking disgusting, whereas in high school I at least kind of tried. And I've gotten so accustomed to most classes here being only 50 minutes that whenever I have a rare longer one that's like an hour and 15, I straight up can't handle it. So, moral of the story, college made me weak. Also, I'm back in Spanish. You see, I used to have no problem with Spanish at all. Like, I actually kind of liked it in high school. I didn't really mind it. At Penn State, for some reason, you need a 95 to get an A. Your girl went so hard in Spanish 2 last semester. I got an average of a 92 or a 93 on all 3 of the exams. I got a 98 on my oral exam. On participation, I averaged like, I don't know, a 95-ish. On my homework, I had like a 99 for the grade. On my escrituras, which are like written tests that are in Spanish, I got like a 95 average. But my overall grade, because of how the tests were weighted and everything, even though I got pretty good grades on all of the tests, I got a 94.8. Which, if you calculate, by the way, would have been 1 more point on any of the Spanish exams. Straight up. 1 more question. There's no curving or rounding in Spanish, so being so close to something that is now unattainable makes me really angry and makes me not want to go to Spanish class, but I have to go to Spanish 3 and do well in it because it is required for my major. Thank you, Spanish. And that is how the United States education system crushed all of my interest in Spanish in 1 semester. And now that my clothes are put away, we need to do some laundry. And if I were smart, I would have started with the laundry so that at this point it would have been ready to be transferred to the dryer. But as we know, I have about 10 brain cells, so that didn't happen, so we're just gonna do it now. Welcome to the laundry room. Fun fact about everyone in college does their laundry on Sunday. So if you go on Sunday, there's probably going to be nothing open. If you go on any other day, like every single one is open. One thing that bothers me about doing laundry is people don't set timers on their phones. So all of the washers or all of the dryers are taken because people don't take stuff out, and it's really obnoxious. So if you do laundry in college, please set a timer so that it doesn't trigger me. What a meme.
A few moments later.
Time to transfer my stuff. A little thought kind of entered into my brain as I was switching my laundry from the washer to the dryer, and that is that probably none of you care. And all of you have seen the outcome of laundry, so I feel like I should just end this video. On the slight off chance that you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. Maybe follow me on Insta if you're into that kind of thing. See you in the next one. Or maybe not, because I'm sure some of you unsubscribed, but thank you for your time here. Bye.